Welcome to Summarize Science. Have you ever wondered why robots, despite all their advancements, still struggle with tasks that are simple for us, like plugging in a cable or screwing on a nut? A huge part of the answer is the sense of touch. When parts are close together, our eyes can't see the tiny details, so we rely on feeling for the right alignment. Replicating this in robots is incredibly difficult, but a new paper called vTerafine presents a groundbreaking solution. The core problem is that teaching a robot by just showing it what to do, a method called behavioral cloning, has its limits. You would need a massive amount of perfect, real-world demonstrations, which is incredibly slow and expensive to collect. The researchers behind vTerafine developed a clever three-stage process to overcome this. First, they collect just a small number of human-guided demonstrations in the real world to give the robot a basic understanding of the task. Next, they take this pre-trained robot AI and transfer it into a highly realistic digital twin, basically a video game version of the robot and its workspace. A key innovation here is their custom-designed tactile sensor, which senses normal pressure forces. Unlike complex camera-based tactile sensors, this simpler design is much easier to simulate with high accuracy, bridging the gap between the virtual and real worlds. Inside this simulation, the robot gets to practice the task over and over again on a massive scale. Using a process called reinforcement learning, it learns from every success and failure, refining its technique far beyond what the initial human demonstrations could teach. This is where it learns the subtle, but critical, micro-adjustments needed for precise assembly, like the wiggle and dock maneuvers humans do naturally. Finally, this newly refined, expert policy is transferred from the simulation back into the real-world robot. And the results are impressive. The policies fine-tuned in simulation showed a dramatic improvement in success rates for several challenging assembly tasks. For example, the success rate for the visuotactile policy jumped by about 40% after being fine-tuned in the simulation. You can see here a comparison between a successful assembly using the new policy and a typical failure from the baseline policy. The baseline robot gets stuck, while the refined robot intelligently adjusts the object's pose until it fits perfectly. The researchers showed this method works on different robot setups, including a tabletop system and a semi-humanoid robot, proving its versatility. So, to recap the most important points from this research. First, combining a small amount of real-world data with large-scale practice in a simulation is an extremely effective way to train robots for complex tasks. Second, creating hardware like these tactile sensors that can be accurately and easily simulated is crucial for making this sim-to-real transfer successful. And third, this approach allows the robot to learn exploratory behaviors that are essential for contact-rich tasks, but are often missing from human demonstrations. What does this mean for the future? This framework could pave the way for robots that can perform intricate assembly in manufacturing, assist in complex procedures, or even one day help with tasks around our homes. It's a significant step towards creating robots that can interact with the world with the same level of dexterity as humans. Thanks for watching Summarize Science.